Alright, Alabama Headhunter. I'm going to do a quick video of some eye candy, some of my favorite points. I've got some laid out over here to look at. We'll go through these and then we'll go to the next one. This is Lost Lake. See these parallel oblique flakings where they sharpen the blade. This was one of my first really good points. I'll have to adjust my camera a little bit. Let me back it out a little. Away. There we go. But this is just an absolutely beautiful point. See the rhomboid shape of the blade. Heavy grinding on the base. Next, got this pine tree that I found at the same site. Classic early archaic flaking serrations. Again, heavy grinding on the base. That was the first really good pine tree I ever found. This is a maybe Harding, could be a worked down pine tree. It is got a rhomboid blade. I think Hardings do also. That's another just absolutely flawless point. This is a woodland point. It's a big maples. It fills your hand up. That's the clock. Found this one. It was sticking straight down in the dirt. All you could see was that right there, sticking up. These are kind of thick points. Drop it. That's the reason I got cloth down. And this little jack's reef corner notch, side notch come from this site. Try to zoom in on it. Focus. There it is. extremely thin. I've got the camera sitting in front of me. It makes it hard for me to figure out what I'm doing instead of behind me. Everything's working backwards. And this big sandy. Back it back out. There we go. Deep notches on it. Heavy grinding again on the base. I was walking across a field real fast one day when I found this one. And it was just laying there flat out. And then I got this one. About 2 years later in nearly the same spot. They're similar. Camera's gonna drive me crazy doing like this. Heard people say that's the prettiest big sandy they've ever seen. All of those were personal finds. Here's a capena. Got some beautiful flaking on it. This is another capena. Some fine edge work on it. Some of you capenas are just absolutely beautiful. I was out one day collecting on Pickwick Lake, and I found like 5 within 10 feet of each other. There's a Baker's Creek. Pretty decent point. Here's this big blade y'all have seen before. back the camera out a little. Now that thing there's a handful. Here's my hairpin / drill. Too fragile to be a drill. I still say it's a hairpin. That's how wide it is. That's how thick it is. It's thicker than it is wide. Here's a Dalton from the river in Decatur. Okay, I'm going to put these points up. I will be back. Alright, here is another Capino. Pretty nice point. Beautiful edge work. Classic Decatur Creek. It's got the little rounded corners on it. If you look, you can see little fine serrations around them. It's a classic Decatur Creek. Little Dalton. Beautiful colors in this one. I like those blues and grays, stripes. Nice basal tendon flakes. Beautiful little point. There's a classic little Beaver Lake. Nice basal thinning flakes on it. Heavy grinding. Nice and thin. Get some others. Excuse me. Cobra Dalton. It's made out of a speckled fossiliferous rock. It's hard to see the flaking on it, but it is a beautiful, beautiful flaked point. It looks rough, but it's just smooth as it can be. Kind of see the flaking. Squeaky chair. Here's another lost lake. Went on a weekend camping trip, and that's the only arrowhead I found. Found it within the first 10 minutes I was there. New Year's Day. Little red bird point. Don't show up too well in that stuff. Oops. Nice beaver lake, tip gone off of it. Love the flaking on these old points. Maybe an unfluted Clovis. Alright, let's look at some river points. Oh, gotta back up for that one. That's a pretty good sized point there. beautiful patination and flaking on that thing. Love that Arrowhead. And I like this thing too. It's a spike or all, I don't know what you would call it really. Hairpin. Thin. Nice needle tip. A little dovetail. Fine, very fine grinding on this. The site that this came from is now completely covered in riffraff. If you know what riffraff is, it's stuff they put on river banks to stop erosion. Guess they stopped erosion, but they stopped arrowhead hunting there too. It's a pretty little arrowhead there. There is Jack's Reef Pentagonal. Just about as perfect as they come. And you're talking thin. That baby right there is thin. It's a wheeler. It's using light from the window to do this, but it's getting cloudy out and it's making it hard to see this stuff. This is kind of a dark point too, so. Okay. Not sure exactly what to call this one. I love the little fine edge work on it though. If you can see them little fine serrations all the way up that side and that side. Oh, what's funny, turn it over and you can't see them. Done all that fine edge work on one side. See there? Got the last case out that I'm going to show today. Anything out of it. I'm going to start off with a couple of pine trees. This one has been sharpened down. narrowed the blade down quite a bit. That blade probably one time was a whole lot wider. Let me back this camera out a little. But this is almost sharpened down into the drill form. What we call drills, oftentimes what we call drills were once points that have been sharpened and sharpened and sharpened down till there's not much blade left. Just a tad. There. Actually, I got 3 pine trees out. I'm sorry. There's another one. So you can see where this side here has been sharpened a little more than this side. I think pine trees and Lost Lakes are about my 2 favorite points. I love the flaking on these things here. There's another pretty nice pine tree. This one came off the river down below Guntersville Dam many years ago. Again, I love the way they flake these with all the serrations. Here's another one of these points made out of that speckledy stuff. It's almost the same stuff as that little cobra Dalton I showed earlier. Oh, looks like the same material almost. I don't really know what to call this one. Maybe a Kirk. I don't know. Be right back. This is a Decatur that y'all have seen before. Beveled a little bit. It's got the classic Decatur base. I don't know if you can see it or not. But the Decatur base will have those 2 areas right there flaked off, and then all that'll be ground. A lot of times even the ears will be flaked off with the burin flake. You can see it pretty good right there. That's a classic Decatur base. Here's a hardened I don't think y'all have ever seen. Bought this one very recently. It's from Pickwick Lake. It's found by a diver. It's got a little bit of beveling to it. One guy looked at it and said he thought it might be even a lost lake, but it's got more of a classic hardened type base. A lost lake. Got the classic steep beveling on each side. Very rhomboid. When I was a kid, I'd find an arrowhead. Instead of calling it rhomboid, I called them points with twisted blades. I thought they were to make the arrowheads spin when they shot them. This one's kind of got a lobed base on it. And then the monster black lost lake. Again, classic steep bevel each side, deep notched ears. That's a big beautiful point there. That point's from Lauderdale County, Alabama. Hope y'all have enjoyed this. I'm going to get ready to download this stuff on the tube. Thanks for looking.